everyone, I'm Joel Green and welcome to Curiosity Quest, the show that explores what you, the viewer, are curious about. Now today our quest letter came to us from Stuart in Southern California. And Stuart wrote, "Dear Joel, my daughters have an idea for Curiosity Quest. This past summer on our vacation, we visited a citrus packing house. It was a fascinating tour. And in the middle of the tour, my daughter said this would make a great Curiosity Quest show teaching people about oranges." Well, Stuart, after doing a little research, your daughters are right. So because of them, we are out here in Dinuba, California at Gillette Citrus Company, where we're gonna learn all about oranges. So let's begin today's Curiosity Quest. We're out here at Gillette Citrus, and I'm here with Jay Gillette. Jay, it is cold out here this morning.
It's very cold. It's the beginning of the winter.
Well, we appreciate you having us out. Tell us, how long have you been in the orange business?
My family moved to Iowa in the late 1800s to Southern California. So in the Pomona area, we were 3 generations growing oranges there. And when they started putting in all the houses, we ended up eventually moving up into this area.
Somebody asked, "Hey, where are you going for this next shoot?" And I said, "Dinuba." And they're like, "Di what? Huh? What?" So where are we on a map in California?
About 3 hours north of LA, 3 hours south of San Francisco.
So right in the middle, basically.
Middle of the state.
Now, what are we going to be seeing today?
Millions of oranges. But what we do is we harvest them, we pack them, we wash them, wax them, sort them, grade them, size them, put them in packages, and then send them all over the world.
We have quite a job ahead of us, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Can we get out of this cold, or is that possible?
No, it stays about the same when we get into the buildings.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
All right. What is your favorite type of orange?
Regular orange. Cuties.
My favorite type of orange? The sweet ones.
Redlands oranges.
Tangerine.
The orange one.
It smells so good out here.
This is where it all comes from.
Oh, how many acres are we talking about here?
In different places around, we pack about 2,500 acres altogether.
2,500 acres.
Yeah, of that, about close to 2,000 is navel oranges, which we harvest in the wintertime, which is the seedless orange that we're familiar with that have the navel on the end. And the rest of them are Valencia oranges, which have more juice, but they do have the seeds, and we harvest those in the summertime.
People are going to be watching this, and they're going to say, "Wait a second, that's not an orange, that's a green."
That's a green. Well, we're early in the season, especially this year because we had a real late spring. It was cool. The fruit didn't get a chance to color up very well. So what we do is we take the fruit into the packing house, and then we'll give it a little treatment. We'll show you later that of how we take the color out of the fruit.
I see ladders, I see bins, people walking back and forth, dumping. What's going on out here?
Well, these guys are getting into the orange trees. They're clipping each individual orange. They put it into their sack. And then when they get a sack full, they bring it over to the bin, and then they gently set it into the bin. Again, we're trying not to harm the fruit.
Now, you said that to me a couple times now. When you say not harm the fruit, why is it so important? I mean, what's going to harm the fruit? Like hitting it around and
hitting it around?
Do what I just did?
Yeah, it's inside the bag. If the picker leans against the ladder step while that fruit's in the bag, then you have a bruise.
Well, it's not. Yeah, but I mean, you can't really see anything, though.
The cells are broken. You can see a little bit of oil there on the skin.
Yeah.
We broke cells. Where we broke cells, there's broken tissue, just like a little scratch on your skin. It's a chance for it to get infected. And then that's what makes them go rotten. So we have to be real careful not to do that.
Okay.
And then when we do that, we want to wash it and clean it and put a little disinfectant on it.
We'll see that?
We'll see that today.
Wow.
Here's your fun fact.
Have you ever seen a belly button on an orange? That's where it gets the name navel.
So why are they doing it by hand and not like by a big machine shaking them off the tree or something like that?
It's interesting you say that.
Okay.
Since the late 1950s, people have been trying to invent a machine that'll do a better job than a person can.
Sure.
And robotics, electronics, nanos, whatever we have today, we still haven't gotten that far. People are still much gentler than the machines.
How many oranges can a typical tree hold?
Well, a typical tree is a little bit bigger than these trees that we have here, but a typical tree would pick probably about 500 oranges.
500 oranges?
400 or 500 oranges per tree.
What, like all year long?
Some trees will pick 800 or 1,000.
So over the course of a year, between 500 and 800 oranges off of one tree?
Yes. We only harvest once a year. Navel oranges bloom in the spring. We harvest in the winter.
Okay, gotcha.
Valencia oranges, the ones with the seeds, and they're used more for juice, we bloom in the spring, same as the navels.
Yeah.
They grow all summer, they grow all winter. We don't harvest them till the next summer.
Oh, okay.
So they have a bloom from that spring on them and the fruit from the prior spring on them at the same time. That's a Valencia variety.
Now, when you say a bloom, I want to be clear, it's like a flower.
A flower, it's an orange flower.
An orange flower on the
beautiful,
tree.
smells beautiful. It's what we make orange honey with.
Oh, you make orange honey too?
Oh yeah, the beekeepers bring their bees out.
Oh, wow.
They love it. They pay us because we don't need bees for pollination in oranges. Other crops do, but oranges self-pollinate. We would have fruit without the bees. But the beekeepers like the flavor of our flowers so much that they pay to bring their hives to our property so that they can get the nectar from our flowers.
That's so cool.
Here's your fun fact.
Christopher Columbus brought the first orange seedlings to America in 1493.
I've now been geared up. I have what's it, a bag, a sack? What's the proper term?
Either one's fine.
All right, and a very small pair of clippers.
Specially designed so that you don't leave a stem at the end of the fruit. Because if you leave a long stem at the end of the fruit, when it rolls into the one next to it, we have an injury in our fruit, and we don't want any injuries. So you want to take those clippers, all right? Now they're like that in your hand.
Oh, like that,
all right?
okay.
Now you bring that right down that stem and cut it right there.
Just like that?
Perfect.
All right. And is there any type of orange I should be looking not to pick on this tree?
No, we're going to pick everything.
Everything, even if it looks bad.
You're getting paid by the bin, so I'm not going to ask you to
I'm in trouble.
to grade them yet. We're going to grade them later.
You seriously want me to go up this ladder? Wow.
Good luck.
Good. Jay, that's not the vow of confidence I need. Whoa. Hello. Anything else you want me to do while I'm up here?
No, that's enough for now. We can come back and prune them later.
All right, so this is getting kind of heavy now. I at least have 24 pounds in here.
Yeah, that's tough.
Look at that, at least 24 pounds.
Are you warmed up yet?
I'm getting there.
Yeah, okay.
Because my movement's helping.
Yeah.
All right, so am I done? Is that good?
You need a full sack.
Okay, just wait 1 minute. I'll get a full sack. I'll be right back. Jay, look what I just picked.
Yeah,
is that amazing? Isn't that unbelievable? Just like that, I came back with a
fastest picker I ever had.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me.
That's why you don't want to pick that at the top of the ladder.
Oh, am I doing it wrong?
Wait.
Okay.
All right, you have some little clips here.
I do.
Either side of your bag. You unclip those, the bottom of the bag is open, and gently let the fruit pour out into the bin.
Okay.
Gently. We don't want any injuries.
That's good. That's good stuff.
You can come back tomorrow.
I don't ever want it on again. And there you go. Jay, that was quite an experience. Thank you. Wow. What type of climate do oranges grow in?
Regular weather like this, nice. Not too cold. I don't know.
Usually summer, fall time.
In every climate.
They can't survive in cold weather, so I'm pretty sure hot weather. Warm, dry, spring or summer, right?
In California, we have especially Central California, we have what's called an inversion layer. When it's really cold weather, up above the trees, it's a little bit warmer. It's a really strange thing. I don't know how it works. Do a weather show. Send me a copy. I don't know how it works, but there's a little bit warmer air up there, all right? So what we do is we run these big fans.
They look like, wind turbines.
Some people call them windmills.
Windmills, yeah.
So whatever, we call them wind machines. This propeller blows the air from above down towards the orchard. So you look at it and it looks like it's blowing straight across, but actually it's at a bit of an angle and it's blowing air from above down onto the trees. And then as it's running, it goes around in a circle. So the air is blown from above, the warmer air, down in the orchard. And that warms up the orchard just a little bit and hopefully keeps the fruit from freezing. So we'll start it.
wind right here, Jay? Oh, here it comes.
Here it comes.
I feel it. Oh, whoa!
Isn't that a nice warm breeze?
No, that's really cold still.
Well, it's warmer than it was.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's...
And since the oranges don't sweat, that wind doesn't make them any colder. It just brings this warmer. For you and me, it feels colder because of the wind. For the oranges, it doesn't.
Now, do you have to turn these on every night in the winter when it's below 30, you said?
The nights where it's forecast to be below 30 into the high 20s, all of those nights, we will come out and start these wind machines.
We harvested, we picked, and now everything's heading back to the factory.
That's what we're going to do next. We take the fruit into the packing house, and we get it ready for sale. When the fruit comes in, early in the season, the navel oranges, which are the seedless winter oranges, will be a little bit green. And so we'll treat them with a little bit of ethylene gas in these rooms. And ethylene is a naturally occurring gas that comes from apples. It's what they use to degreen bananas when they come in.
Really?
And so they get just minute parts per million for a couple of days, and it doesn't color the fruit, but it accelerates the maturity process.
Okay.
So that's why you would put peaches or apples in a bag when you get them from the store and they're not quite ripe yet.
Yeah.
You put them in a bag and you close up the bag. Well, the ethylene gas that's being given off naturally by the fruit accelerates the ripening, and that's why you put them in a bag.
I didn't know that. Did
That's
you know
why.
that? I did.
So that's the same gas that we're using on a larger basis. This is just a big bag in here.
Right.
Most of the time, they're fully ripened when we harvest them,
Right.
and we just bring them in here to store them before we get ready to pack them.
But like you
it's
said,
only
the
at the
beginning of the
very
season.
beginning of the
Yeah.
navel season and the end of the Valencia season when we have to deal with the green fruit.
Okay, so we're degreeding it, and then from here, where's it going?
From here, we go into the packing house, and we start washing and cleaning up that decay and getting them ready for the market.
Let's go.
Let's go.
How do they make the oranges ripe?
By watering the tree.
Weather?
Waiting until they harvest it, like they plant it, water it, give it sun, stuff like that.
Let it sit in the tree until they're ripe.
These are the rotten oranges. These will either go directly to cattle feed or they'll be dried and then added to cattle feed.
Now, some of them don't look rotten from afar.
Well, these things have a long journey to make. Some of them will go to the East Coast, some of them go clear across the Pacific, and an injury like that will start to decay. And I don't want to sell something like that that looks like that, even if it doesn't decay.
now, how is it sorted off of here?
Well, let's go inside and take a look.
Oh, okay, cool.
As the fruit is dumped onto the conveyor, you can see some of it's real high,
Yeah.
and some of it's real low. And we have a sonar in this box up here. And that sonar measures how far it is to the fruit. So if it's real high, it slows down the belt. If there's not much fruit, it speeds the belt up so that the flow of fruit into the packing house gets moved into a more constant flow.
What is it being sprayed with?
The very first thing we want to do is get a little bit of chlorine mixed with water on the fruit and start knocking down any funguses that are starting to grow.
Okay.
Much like the penicillin mold that we've seen.
It just keeps coming. That's
It ju-
incredible.
Millions of oranges.
Wow. All right, so they're all sprayed.
We're going to go in the black light room.
No light on the cameras right now. All right, so what are we looking for?
We're looking for these yellow spots.
Oh, yeah.
And under the black light, this clear rot that goes to the penicillin mold shows up as a real bright spot on the fruit. And that's why we have people inside of a black light room looking at all the oranges, because under your naked eye, if you take that outside, this will all be the same color as the orange.
So you're right. Out here, this doesn't look nearly as bad as it looked in there.
Right, and when it's a real small injury, maybe the size of a pencil eraser, it's even harder to see in natural light, which is why we use that dark room.
Wow, and then these are some of the other ones we pulled off?
Yes.
Let me get this one right here. Yeah, I guess you could see that, but you'd have to really be looking. Now, why is it so important to take them out right now?
Each one of these, as it decays, will start infecting the other fruit around it. So we want to get it out as soon as possible and as completely as possible.
Now, one would say, the one would be me, by the way, would say, well, why not just eat these right now?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Well, we can't get them to Philadelphia right now.
Oh, okay.
We can't get them to Tokyo right now.
Tokyo. Wow. Okay.
So we do everything we can so that when we ship our oranges, they'll make the trip and be good oranges when they get there and not be rotten. So now we'll go look at our washing machine.
You got a washing machine for oranges?
Here's your fun fact.
Moral oranges are also called blood oranges because their pulp is bright red.
So what happens, the fruit comes in.
Oh, wow.
And all these nozzles are spraying high pressure water that has a little bit of bicarbonate of soda in it. And that cleans the fruit of all the dust, all the chlorine that we originally sprayed at the dump. It cleans it off so it's perfectly clean. And the high pressure will also wash out any remaining spores of the fungus that we're trying to get rid of.
So this fungus is a big deal when it comes to fruit.
Yeah.
Wow.
The customers don't like their fruit decaying after they buy it.
And what it looks like it's going over like rolling things.
There's long rolls in here, and they're brushes, like a hairbrush. And so those little fingers from the brush underneath the fruit are brushing all those little tiny spots on the fruit to get all whatever dirt and dust might have been in there from the orchard, getting them out of there so it's nice and clean. So right after we rinse the fruit off with the fresh water, it comes to these rollers, which is basically a piece of foam around a pipe, and underneath there's another roller, and it squeegees out the foam. So the foam rollers are taking the moisture off of the fruit, and the squeegee underneath squeezes the moisture out of the foam.
Wow. I mean, it feels a little damp on the foam, but not soaking wet like it should be.
They're soaking wet coming out of the washer, and then this way we recapture our water and we can reuse it.
And then what's going on down here?
We use this kind of a turn that lets the fruit down gently onto the next conveyor so we're not bruising the fruit.
Oh, okay. You really love your oranges, don't you?
Absolutely. We want the best oranges we can when we send them out. So now we have all the oranges that are left that are not decayed, and they're all clean. Gotcha. They're damp dry, and we go to the next machine, which is phenomenal.
Here's your fun fact.
Did you know that after chocolate and vanilla, orange is the world's most favorite flavor?
Each one of these little rollers we call a cup, and it holds the orange, and as you see as it's spinning, that spinning motion causes the orange to get aligned so that the stem and the blossom end are horizontal.
No way.
We want them aligned horizontal because when they go inside this box, they're getting their picture taken. About 360 pictures of each orange as it goes through the box. So the machine knows if it's too green, if it's too small, if it's too big, if it's misshapen, or if it has bad scars on it, to drop it onto this conveyor. This conveyor goes out to that juice bin over there.
Oh, wow.
We load that fruit onto trucks and it hauls it off to the juice plant where they make orange juice.
Wow. All right, now what about the middle one?
So now we have the fruit that we want to pack and we want to sell to people.
Okay.
Really our nice fruit. Well, the machine can tell a perfect orange. No scars, no blemishes. That's easy for the machine.
Yeah.
But the ones that are kind of liners, that's tough. We still need people for that.
Okay.
So what we do is we take our perfect oranges and put them in one row.
Okay.
Put the medium oranges in another row, and put the ones that we really don't know about in another row.
Wow. That's incredible.
And then those go on into the packing house, and we'll wax them, and then we'll grade them again.
Here's your fun fact.
About 25 billion oranges are grown in the U.S. per year.
Here was the reason we had our fruit separated. You'll notice the first lane that had the really questionable fruit, we have 5 ladies sorting the fruit. The next lane that was kind of the okay fruit, we have only 3 ladies. And the fruit that the machine thought was perfect, here at the far end, we have only 2 ladies. So all the ladies don't have to look at all the fruit. We put the majority of the ladies on the fruit that the computer had the hardest time with.
Wow. And they are going through this fast. So they pull them out, and then all the good fruit is going here?
So if they didn't find a problem with it, it goes back in here. The juice fruit goes out to the juice bin to go to the juice plant. The culls go out to a cull bin to go to the cattle feed. The choice fruit goes on itself over in another line we're going to see in a minute, and the number one fruit goes right next to the choice fruit to go get packed.
Wow. Wow, so we just keep moving down, right?
We just follow the fruit.
Everything behind the camera just completely stopped. We're at a break.
Maybe they got too much, so we had to slow this end down a little bit, give the other people a chance to catch up. That's why we try to keep a nice steady flow in here so we can keep everybody working at a nice steady rate and not have to go through the stop times.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, while we have this moment,
Do you have fresh fruits and vegetables at your house?
Bananas. Yes, I do. Oranges. Apples. Apples and lettuce.
Apples and grapes, tomatoes, carrots, oranges,
Some broccoli, you know, and carrots.
lemons, oranges, carrots,
How many of those do you actually eat?
just the oranges.
all right, so are these ready to get boxed up?
We have one more thing we need to do. When you go to the store to buy oranges, and you look at the display, are all the oranges all different sizes?
No, they're about the same size.
They're all about the same size. They're still all different sizes. Here, we got to find out what size they are and separate them out by size.
Wow.
So the fruit's already been graded now, and it's separated into the first grade and the second grade. Comes into this machine, much like the one outside. It takes pictures of each orange going through. This one only to determine the size, though. The computer tells this machine which type of sticker to put on. So there's a sticker for the large fruit, a sticker for the small fruit, and a sticker for the medium-sized fruit.
Now, why is it necessary to have a sticker on fruit? I've always wondered that myself.
Well, what happens is a lot of times in the grocery stores, the checkers don't know what the cost of each fruit is. So there's a number on each sticker, and that tells what kind and size that fruit is. So then the checker just has to put that number in, and the check register will charge the proper amount for that type of fruit.
So it's like any other product in the store that's there because it's inventoried in the store.
Absolutely.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Now it's the final step for the fruit. The next step is it gets put into its container, sealed up, put into the cold storage, and then we ship it off.
All right, so Jay, we're loading up here, huh?
Getting ready to ship them out.
All right. So people are going to get the oranges. Where's this shipment going?
This truck's going to Philadelphia.
Philadelphia?
Philadelphia, yeah. Philadelphia is one of our real important markets. We've been sending fruit there for a long, long time.
Wow.
So if you're in Philadelphia, you might be eating our oranges.
No kidding. That's quite a journey from California to Philadelphia.
We send them all over the world. Japan, China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Korea,
Wow.
all over.
I guess going to Philadelphia is just a walk in the park, right?
About 3 days if they don't hit a blizzard.
Now think about that. Think about like when you go to a grocery store, all the food and the fruit and the vegetables that are on the shelf, what they have to go through.
They all got to come from someplace.
How do the oranges get to the supermarket shelves?
They pick them from the stores or the harvesting station. They put them in trucks and they ship them off to the stores.
By our fabulous workers. By trucks. By truck.
Transferring it when they pick it out, transferring it through boxes, and yeah.
All right, so I see the driver's anxious to get on the road and get out of here. But what he doesn't know is I'm going to probably take his truck. So anyhow, Jay, thank you very much for having us out here.
Our pleasure.
This is awesome, and I appreciate you packing it up for me. I want to thank Jay. I want to thank everyone out here at Gillette Citrus for showing us all about this process that oranges go through. And I especially want to thank you, Stuart, and your daughters for sending us on today's Curiosity Quest. Now, if there's something you're wondering about or something you've seen you think would make a great show, let us hear from you. Go to curiosityquest.org, click on the Send Us on a Quest link. Who knows, it could be you that sends us on our next great journey. Remember, every great adventure begins with just one person's curiosity. So I wonder, what are you curious about? I'm Joel Green, and I'll see you next time. Knock, knock. Who's there? Banana. Banana who? Knock, knock. Who's there? You've never heard this. Banana. Banana who? This is, oh, man, kids, you can use this on your parents all day long. They love it, especially when you keep doing knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana!
Banana who?
All right. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana again? Never. I can't believe it. Isn't that great? Now, parents, do that to, or not parents, actually, parents, do that to your kids.
If you'd like to order a copy of this episode or a previous episode, visit us at www.curiosityquest.org. The cost is $19.95.